Thank you for joining us. I'm Krista Grinderlens, and this is my father, Michael Grinder. We are doing another segment. Not sure if you tapped into our first segment on learning styles, but this one is how to read somebody else's learning styles. And we're talking about an online program that you've created for parents helping their children and teachers helping their students. And here is the original, right? Writing the educational conveyor belt.
Yes. If you can identify either your child or a student, your ability to package the information so that they're extremely receptive, that's a major breakthrough. So we're going to talk about how do you identify which people are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. The people that are successful, you don't have to identify them. They have all three. But the ones that don't, that's where we can help.
And then if you can identify where are they storing their information or where are they trying to retrieve their information, then you know, okay, that is their preference in terms of as you have input, storage, and then output. Knowing, and it's based off their eyes. It's really quick and pretty easy to identify. And if you're a teacher, as we have been educators for many, many years, it's really nice with MTSS, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. If you start to realize who are your students that you are trying to pull back and re-teach, if you can identify how they are learning, their learning preference, you can actually push that into your Tier 1 and put it as the learning in the first place, and then back up when you have them in small group. So we're going to talk about our eyes and knowing how they're tapping in. Your eyes go up when you are tapping into what?
Visual.
And your eyes go side to side when you're tapping into?
Auditory.
And your eyes go down?
When you're being kinesthetic.
Yes, and that's that storage. So if I were to ask you a question, which is a story, I was talking to a psychologist. There's a funny story. I was talking to the psych at my school. And she's like, really? My eyes show? And I'm like, yes. So I asked her to tell me about her wedding. Now, she had been married for like 10 years at the time. So it wasn't like real current. But I asked her a couple questions. Like, okay, tell me about your dress. And she looked up and she's like, oh, and it was. And I'm like, get into details. And her eyes just like stayed still. And you could tell she was picturing that dress. Then I asked her about, what was the song that you played? What was your very first song that you guys danced to as husband and wife? And her eyes went side to side and and then it was like the emotion. Okay, and how did that? And her eyes went down and we got done and she said, so really you didn't see anything, right? And I'm like, oh, if we could have recorded, it was definite up, side to side and down. That's what we want. We want to have the tool to read how is it being stored. And if I'm asking them in a visual manner and it's stored in a kinesthetic or auditory, I'm not matching their storage. Right?
Agree.
That's totally. Pretty helpful.
Would you do this?
Yes.
Would you hold that right next to my face like that? That's if I look off to the side, that's auditory.
Oh, okay.
If I look up, that's visual. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. And if I look down, that's kinesthetic. There you got all three.
Yes. So the next time you're talking to someone, watch their eyes. See where their storage is for the information that they're about ready to talk to you about.
You bet.
Right?
One caution, it's only when they have to search for the information. So if it's something that they already know and they've said 5 times in the last 2 hours, you won't see any eye movement. It's only when you have to go search, then you'll see it.
And it is funny too, because someone was asking me about coaching the other day. And is it beneficial to have just a auditory coaching or seeing it on a Zoom. I think we would agree that it's very beneficial to be able to see those nonverbals as we are talking to people so that we can understand
the feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So don't make the phone call if you can also see the person either through Zoom or Skype or FaceTime. Make sure you can see your person that you're communicating with.
Thank you for being with us.